from Chromite. What we have is the world's first handheld portable chromatography unit. Does everything your desktop does. In this one unit, battery powered, runs 6 to 10 hours on this battery pack. In this unit is an injection pump, 5,000 psi, 275 bar.
What you guys doing?
Mobile phase is in a container now. Doesn't leak. You can keep it in your pocket. Carry multiple mobile phases with you. 20%, 30% methanol. Anyone you're running, you could have a different cartridge. Inside of this cartridge, we have your solvent. That's your virgin solvent. The solvent comes through here, gets pumped through the whole system, through your sample, through the column. It gets returned to the waste. You don't have a separate waste container. You're not dumping it. It's all inside of here. Recyclable. You ship it to us. We take it out, clean up the methanol, put it back in there. You're not dumping the methanol out into the environment. Column is the same chemistry as you would have on a desktop column. So we have it inside of here. What we had to do is, because we didn't want leaks, we didn't want to put these fittings on there. These fittings leak all the time. This is an adapter to let you run our portable column on your desktop unit, but you don't have to use these fittings anymore. The column is single-ended. Mobile phase comes through here, goes through the column, and gets returned back out the same side. What that allows us to do is the threads is not what causes the leak anymore. It's the seal around this outside. So the minute you put this inside, it doesn't leak anymore. Doesn't leak, doesn't leak. No matter what you do, it's not going to leak. When you go all the way forward, that takes care of your void space. So no over tightening, just go to get rid of your void space. If you go like this, your peak will be wider. You'll get peak spreading. So you go all the way forward. And again, now you can run this column on your desktop unit with this adapter. And here, you screw it in. Length, diameter, chemistry inside, particle size, all of that will make you the column. The column cost is the same as all the other columns are that have these threaded fittings on there, but ours are superior that don't leak. So now if you want to do a sample, you've got the whole unit, you pick your mobile phase, you have it all in here. I'll go through a sample procedure. On a desktop, Bluetooth, wireless, we talk to the unit. Conventional software looks just like ChemStation. You set up your method and you say, this is the column I want to run, the integration time, how long I want to run it. You get a pictorial as it's actually running. All this data gets saved. But what we found out is we could simplify the whole operation of taking a sample. With the Windows or Apple software now, we can walk you through the whole column so your operator doesn't have to know chemistry.
So would you be looking for
on this one, you preload what your method is. It gets sent over to the phone or to the tablet. You pick method. And now this is the method you developed. You say, I want to check for caffeine. This is what you need. That's the particle you're checking. That's the tolerance we're looking for. Then you tell them mobile phase. Get the one that's got the green sticker on there. Again, we're going to check RFID tag, and you can see on here 20% methanol. That's what we're running on this particular method. So you insert this into the unit. Set this down. Click that in there. Your mobile phase is loaded. Same thing we have the same thing on the method in here for column. Tells you what column. Everything else is loaded. If you don't change anything, if this has been sitting, you're ready. So now I just pick demo, analyze. This is how easy it is to run now. Unit warming up, you swipe or you hit the arrow sign. We have a different method now, a unique way of doing putting your sample injection. This is a calibrated down to the microliter. So you can get 1 microliter, 2 microliter, 3 microliter. This one happens to be 5. We have self-wicking material inside. For aqueous or non-aqueous, you pick which one you're going to be taking a sample of. You take it out of the wrapper, one-time use, dip it inside of your solution, and we have the timer, 5 seconds. You're holding it inside of it. 5 seconds, you're done. Now you have 5 microliters. Notice, no bulbs. My fingers did not touch the solution. No cross-contamination. You're never using a pipette over making a mistake on it. We have a version with an RFID tag. If you try and put this in and it's been used already, we don't let you run it because we know it's cross-contaminated. So now you open the latch, you take this out, you insert your next one in. There's an orientation in there. Click it in. That's it. The latch holds it down. Hit start, and you're doing your chromatography. So now in this demo mode, we speed it up. So normally it takes 18 minutes. It's running faster. while it's running, you could be viewing how many milliliters you got left, when your first peak is going to come through, second peak. You set, again, on there how many peaks you want, and name each compound, which is different now than you do on the desktop one. So when these peaks start coming in here, we could actually tell the operator what each peak is and what compound we identified, because we know the mobile phase, the column, and the signal injection. We know all of that. So there's your peaks coming in. When you are done, this data, go back in here, it gets put into a report, and it tells the operator, we found caffeine at such and such a concentration. If I ran a different test, let's see.
This is our model X, if you will.
Right? If I pick cough syrup, we tell them the third peak was alcohol. This is the time and the date it was done. But for a chemist, we give you much more data. So we tell you the mobile phase, when it was mixed, whether it was expired. And if it's expired, we don't let you run. What the concentration was, how the batch was made. And again, you don't need a laboratory to make the batch. We make it for you. It's pre-done for you. Tells you everything else about the unit, shows you the peaks.
That's my cell phone.
It tells you how they got integrated.
Either the call me or
when you took this sample, we record the GPS location. So if you're doing environmental studies and you're walking around taking samples, to the nearest, I think, 4 or 5 feet is what GPS accuracy will tell you where you took the sample. We could force the operator to take a picture. So as he's sampling, he's got to take a picture so you know exactly where you sampled. If you're in a production line, we can tell you which production line you're on. Because if production line 1 is within this coordinates, the next one is within this coordinates, when you take the sample, we know what production line you're on. And when you set up the test, you can tell him, be on line number 2. If he's on line number 3, we don't allow you to take that test. All of this data gets stored on Google Drive. Anywhere in the world, when you sample, you can come back and pull it up in here, and there's a load function, and you can load the data and load it in and do further analysis on it at your desk. So say in the software, you're looking for 4 peaks. If I found the 5th peak in here, it stops it. Tells them we found the problem. Gets uploaded to Google Drive. Your chemist sitting at the desk can pull it up and say, I know that 5th peak. I know what that compound is. Measure the concentration of it. Says I released the batch.
That's
That's okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.